Everyone, Rafi, how are we doing back there? Good to go?
Good night.
Go ahead. Get started. Talking to yourself.
Coach, it just seems like it's a theme that's repeating itself this season. The team gives up soft goals, comes back, fights back, but then gives up more goals late in the game to not get all the points. I'm just curious if you're frustrated or what are you feeling right now?
Yeah, of course, frustrated because I felt that we did a great game, and again, little moments of, lack of concentration, stuff like that, put us under pressure. But at the same time, as I am frustrated, I'm very proud of the game the players did. It's not easy to come back 2-0 at home at halftime, and even before that, I felt they were putting a lot of pressure, a lot of energy. Good football, because I felt breaking the pressure from New England in the middle block in a 4-4-1-1, 4-2-3-1 wasn't easy. So we start to be very mobile, moving the ball fast, creating some chances. Maybe in the first half not so clear, but in the second half I felt the amount of pressure we put on them was very good to see. The immediate pressure was great. The active defending was very good for the most part. So it's just, we were 2 minutes away from being very, very, very happy. So I cannot be completely frustrated because I felt there are many positives into this performance. But as I told the players, there's nothing we can say now that will make us feel better. This taste in the mouth is really, really bad.
Yeah, Gonzalo, what's the message in the locker room? Of course, Fred gets up, very fortunately goal within 30 seconds. Y'all can see again. But what's the overall message in the locker room that kind of spurred on this comeback? It's a draw eventually, but what's your message to the players?
Normally I keep things a bit in private, but a little bit what I just said. Frustrated as everyone. Was a silent locker room, and I just tell them I'm very proud of the effort and the good football that they played today. I think if we put these type of performances game after game, we're gonna do well. Also because in my list, when I look at the calendar and 16th game in the season and facing New England, who I think is one of the best teams in the conference, with a great coach, with many, many good players, I felt it was kind of a point where we were assessing where is the team, how are we playing, what are we missing, and I think there are many positives on that. So, of course, conceding easy goals is one of those things that we need to improve. But I think the hardest thing in football is to create chances and to play offensively. So I think defensively, not that it's easier, but we will try to work on that.
Yeah, but just real quick, you talked about conceding goals and having again. You mentioned you're 2 minutes away from a win. Why does this keep happening?
What?
Seems like
What?
Well, you mentioned the team was 2 minutes away from a win, but again, you concede at the very last moment. Why does it keep happening? Essentially.
Well. There's not a full answer on that. I think it's just happening. We've been messaging, we've been training. We didn't have too much time to train specifically on this topic, after Orlando. But so yeah, we'll keep working on that. And again, at times it's just moments of concentration, I would say, because it's not like our backline is a disaster and we're broken and they get chances after chances. It's not like that. And even in Orlando, you remember they had some territorial dominance just in certain points of the game, but they didn't create enough chances. And 2 of their best chances were in offsides. So it's not like we are conceding high quality chances every game. Now there are moments of concentration that we're allowing the soft goals, and it's a little bit of lack of concentration or certain things that we can do better, blocking crosses, blocking shots. We talk a lot about that, and but it keeps happening. So it's as many things in life. You have to continue improving. At some point we will fix it. It's the same as when I arrived here in 2021. We were conceding a lot of goals from set pieces, and then we started to concede goals, and at some point we were pretty good on that. So it's again messaging, working, and at some point you fix it. So that's the hope that with the training and the video we can correct some of those.
On the right to know.
Coach, your thoughts on how well Giacomakis is playing this season? It feels like he's scoring every game. I know he's not, but it kind of feels like that.
It feels like that, yes. His average is pretty good. Not just his goals, but overall his performance, his effort. I think today we were using him way better in terms of in the build-up. We found a different way to break the midfield line with those passes on Yaku, and then Yaku shielding the ball, and then playing the attacking midfielders, because we identify that the opponents are targeting our attacking midfielder, whether it's Rossetto or Luis in the pocket and Thiago in the pocket, and then at times it opens the channel for Yaku in the middle, and from there we can break the lines. So I felt today it was pretty good on that, something we've been messaging constantly, but again, very happy that Yaku is that type of player that can help us in the build-up, can help us stretching opponents, can help us once we are in the box, putting pressure on the center backs. And it's just good. Again, I have to manage his load, and today actually was a bit more. I took a little bit of risk on the amount of minutes I kept Yaku on the field, what I felt that the game needed, and actually since we were mostly in the attacking half, he wasn't making a lot of sprints in longer distances, so that's why I took that risk, but still it was a bit of a risk because he needs to build his fitness, and we're working on that.
Left to right, Joe, Doug, Henry. Go ahead.
Gonzalo, Atlanta United's goalkeepers have saved 52.5% of shots this season. So to your point, team played great, statistically dominant, 20 shots to 5. But when you're conceding at that high of a rate from the goalkeepers, how do you manage that, especially with a goalkeeper like Brad, who obviously is very important to the overall team?
Yeah, I mean, it's evident the first goal, it's evident it was a mistake in the build-up. Again, I take responsibility always on those mistakes, always. Every time we lose the ball in the build-up, I take responsibility because I ask my players to play out from the back. And that's that's the core of our game, is disrupt the opponent since the very beginning. So every time there's a mistake from the center back, from the goalkeeper, is my mistake, because I ask them to be brave, to try to play out from the back, to try to break the opponents, because I feel like it's the best way to go. Now, it was the case that, yes, Brad missed a pass and it was a clear goal for them, okay, but after that I felt that the team played really well. So how we stop doing that is, again, training, messaging, and I don't see any other path through improvement rather than watching the things that we have to do better, training, talking to the players, good organization, better communication, and try to apply it in the game. I mean, the process is the same. At times, again, it doesn't manifest it as quick as we want as coaches, but I feel like that's the only path we can follow. So we have to stick to the process and just continue with improvement.
Doug and Henry, locker room's open. Doug, go ahead.
Just two questions. Guzan gave up the first goal, the third goal he got beat to the near post. Is there a chance that he came back too quickly? Is the first question.
No. I mean, we were talking about the game in Orlando, fantastic save he makes on one of the shots. It was a great save. Today, I would say the first one, yes, of course, but again, I put it on me. The third one, I think, is tough because he's not seeing right. I think the vision was a bit blocked, and actually my players are told to try to block the stronger foot of the opponent. They were trying to block Carles Hill left foot, and then when they dribble, of course, he makes a fantastic play. He's one of the best players also in this league, so you have to give credit to Carles Hill. You have to give credit to New England, who they have a lot of injuries, and probably they were not playing probably their best game, and they still manufactured 3 goals. That's only a signature of a good team. So again, I think credit to Carles Hill on that goal. I don't think the third one is on Brad, and again, we have full confidence on Brad as a leader, as a captain, and as a goalkeeper. He's just great. Today probably wasn't his night, especially that first goal, but other than that, he's always a great goalkeeper for us.
And the second and third goals were crosses. The first time, I think Lennon did close down the passer The third, I think it happened too quick for Chol to get over there. But the idea, I believe you said a few games ago, was you want guys out there to pressure the crossers. Is that correct?
Yes, that's again something that actually we work this week. With the limited time we had, we put certain things with low intensity but messaging, blocking crosses, the organization inside the box. So again, at times it's not always sprinting all the way out and stop the cross, because times the distance is too long and you leave gaps into our primacy zones, but it's probably been more in the angle of the cross, and that's something we can work on certainly to make it more difficult for the crosser. In the last one, I feel like again Santi wasn't even in position. They restart the game right away, and then Chol was kind of half and half. We were thinking it was a long cross from the foul, and they play short Farrell dribbles with the ball, and I think at some point Chol was confusing on going outside or pressing the guy on the ball, and Andrew was the same. There was a guy running in between Andrew and Purata, so he stayed with him instead of going outside and probably put more pressure on the crosser. So again, some of those little things that maybe we can do better. Then the clearance from Purata, I think he slips, and then the clearance is central, where we always message longer and out wide. So those clearances we have to do better. It was an unfortunate play for Purata. Then again, just what I just explained. But yeah, you're right. We need to do better at blocking crosses, blocking shots. Eventually in football, it's tough to block all of them. Carles Hill goal, the third one, is the only shot they had in the second half. So, I mean, yeah, we need to do better in blocking every shot of the game to not concede goals.
Last good English, Henry and John.
Gonzalo, so going back to the statistic that Joe mentioned, the team has only stopped 52% of the shots that it's faced. The other part of that statistic is that no other team has only blocked 62% of the shots that they have faced. So aside from the goalkeeping,
I'm sorry, I didn't understand you.
I'm sorry. Let me start over.
Yeah. Please.
So Atlanta United has blocked 52% of the shots.
Yes.
No other team in MLS has blocked less than 62% of the shots that they have faced. And Atlanta United faced 3 shots on target tonight. All 3 were goals. Aside from a goalkeeping thing, this also kind of speaks to the quality of shots that the team is giving up. So how do you go about preventing the team from giving up so many good shot opportunities?
Yes, I don't think we have given a lot of clear chances overall. Of course, there are games where we were certainly giving up quality chances against us for sure. But I think overall, in the big scheme of things, in the 16 games, I don't think we have given that amount of clear chances. That's my perception, obviously. We can check with the stats and see, expected goals per shot, and look at the rankings in the league and look at things like that. But it's something certainly we need to take a look at, because it's not good that we are, conceding 48%, I would say, of the times that the opponent's shot on goal is too much. I don't think the expected goals conceded goes equal to the expected goals or the goals that we concede at the end of the day. And I think we are underperforming on those. So of course we have to do better on that. Again, the message is always being compact, having enough numbers inside the box, having the right positioning inside the box, blocking crosses, blocking shots, the position of the center mids. We talk about all of those things. It's again how we can apply it in the game, in every action. It feels like that. It feels like every time the opponent shoots from certain areas, it's a goal, and it's something that we need to fix for sure. We have to be critical with ourselves and improve those. But again, I think rather than that, or other than that, we played a very good game in general.
John, last one English.
Coach, wanted to ask about Miguel Berry and Miguel getting the shot in the back of the net, finally getting a tally. Wanted you to get into the amount of work that Miguel has put in, not in game state, but during the week, to give himself opportunities like he had tonight and finally get a goal on the board for Atlanta United.
Yes, I mean, it is great, Miguel's story, because of course you can see that it took a bit of a while to have that confidence and believe in himself, to be a bit more selfish in those moments. Some other times he wasn't shooting those, he was passing outside and sprinting because he's such a humble guy that likes to do good for others. And I like my number 9s to be a bit selfish in those moments. So very happy for him because he never stopped training, stopped watching film with Eugenio on the things that he can do better, his positioning, his link-up play, his runs inside the box, and he's been very self-aware of the areas where he can improve. And I think he's been improving over the weeks. At the end of the game, he wasn't happy about his goal. He was upset that in the last play before the goal, he could have gone to the corner and maybe waste a bit of time or created some corner or something. And he was crossing for Luis because he felt we had a clear chance to score the 4th goal. So again, that's what tells me that he's a very humble guy and is critic with his performance. So happy for his goal. It was a fantastic goal, his first goal, and I hope many more to come.
Switch over to Spanish, Thiago there in the back.
Gonzalo, ¿cómo va?
¿Qué tal?
Qué cosa rara que tiene el fútbol, ¿no? ¿Cómo explicar un partido en el que pasás de la frustración inicial a la euforia de haberlo dado vuelta con un gran esfuerzo y después una desatención te termina haciendo pagar caro todo eso? ¿Qué sentís más? ¿La frustración de haber perdido esos 2 puntos que parecían ganados? ¿La calentura de pequeños errores que te terminan jugando una mala pasada en el partido? ¿O destacar lo que vos habías dicho, ¿no? El buen partido que hicieron más allá de esos 3 pequeños errores que los terminan pagando caro? Y lo otro es cómo analizás el nivel del arbitraje de la MLS, porque hoy creo que no fue un buen arbitraje. He escuchado a otros entrenadores también criticar ese punto. Gracias.
Sí, bueno, hablar de un poco el sabor que me llevo es obviamente de frustración, pero a la vez sé que hoy hicimos un gran partido. Sé que cuando vea el video voy a estar muy contento de cómo jugó el equipo y creo que otra vez frustrado porque una vez más pareciera que cada pequeño error que cometemos atrás nos cuesta, ¿no? Entonces, cómo trabajar en eso, seguramente será el plan de la semana, cómo mejorar en esa situación, pero me gusta mucho la progresión del equipo. Hoy creo que supimos progresar la pelota de atrás para adelante de una muy buena manera contra un equipo que cuando se defiende muy bien. Tienen defensores muy físicos, los 4 de atrás, que de hecho eran 3 centrales, Farrell jugando el lateral derecho, son muy físicos, es difícil batirlos en el mano a mano, es difícil batirlos por velocidad. El lateral izquierdo Jones es muy físico y aún así supimos cómo romper las líneas de presión. Creo que los centrales están mejorando mucho en eso, entonces hay muchas cosas positivas. La mentalidad de regresar de 1-0 no es fácil, y creo que el equipo hizo muchas cosas buenas, y es un sabor muy agridulce el que nos llevamos hoy. Estuvimos a 2 minutos de estar súper eufóricos y festejando una gran victoria el día de hoy que nos hubiera puesto por encima de New England en la tabla y en una muy buena posición. Pero bueno, como dices, qué cosas que tiene el fútbol. Creo que el proceso y todo el camino que hemos llevado va a dar frutos. Creo que no estamos en una mala posición tampoco en la tabla y creo que si seguimos poniendo este tipo de rendimientos constantemente, que es algo más que me gustaría tener 4 o 5 partidos jugando a este nivel, creo que vamos a estar bien. Es lo que sentí al principio de la temporada y espero en eso. Del arbitraje estoy tratando de no hablar para nada, trato de hablar y preguntarles mis dudas directamente a los árbitros al final de los partidos de manera muy respetuosa. Voy y les pregunto ciertas circunstancias que me gustaría tener alguna respuesta, y después el club seguramente presentará alguna nota, algo, ya lo hemos hecho, pero queremos hacerlo por los canales correspondientes, porque creo que nada ganamos acá a venir a decir y creo que hay que ir directo a la fuente y creo que vi lo mismo que tú dices, el día de hoy, pero bueno, trataremos de ser mejores que todo eso y creo que una vez más, si no hemos cometido esos errores atrás, no estaremos hablando del arbitraje, estaremos hablando de un buen partido el día de hoy, entonces tranquilo con esa parte.
Coach,
Sí.
Hace unos días hablabas del copy-paste. Hoy fue uno de esos días. En Chicago se le dio la vuelta, se estaba ganando 3-2, se empató. Hoy se empata prácticamente de la misma manera. En Orlando se empató 3 puntos de 9 posibles. ¿Qué me dices al respecto?
Sí, no sé si copy-paste. Creo que el día de hoy ha sido uno de los mejores partidos que hemos jugado en los últimos 5 o 6 partidos. Creo que, salvo quitando un poquito Colorado, hoy fue excepcional para mí, porque aparte del rival que tenemos enfrente, le doy mucho valor a lo que es New England. Para mí era un sinodal. Desde que vi el calendario en la jornada 1 dije, jornada 16, New England va a decirnos mucho en dónde estamos a nivel individual y colectivo en el equipo. Y creo que así fue, nos demostró lo que somos. Creo que somos un equipo que cuando pone esa intensidad somos muy peligrosos, no permitimos muchas llegadas del rival y creo que nos señala también que necesitamos hacerlo mejor en defender centros. Es para mí lo que me deja. No creo que haya sido un copy-paste de Chicago, jugamos mucho mejor el día de hoy que en Chicago, incluso contra 10 hombres no jugamos tan bien como el día de hoy y creo que ha sido un paso adelante, aunque no se ve así en el momento por el resultado.
Profe, buenas noches. Juan Carlos Rato para la Mejor Atlanta. ¿A quién ha considerado como el posible sustituto de Luis Araújo ante su inminente salida?
Están evaluando ahí arriba algunas posibilidades. Seguramente en las próximas semanas me las presentarán. Yo sé que ya están trabajando en esa situación acerca de un posible reemplazo. Yo sé que ya lo están haciendo, pero hemos tenido partidos muy juntos y no hemos podido hablar de ello. Y después dentro del equipo creo que podría haber alternativas en el tiempo en el que capaz que venga el fichaje y todo esto. Estamos pensando en todo eso y estamos buscando alternativas, pero la directiva estará trabajando muy duro para conseguir esos jugadores. En un momento nos los presentarán, platicaremos y veremos las características que queremos y las posibilidades de traer a algún jugador, pero sé que la intención de la directiva es traer jugadores que impacten muy bien en el equipo.
Y finalmente, con respecto a Tyler Wolf, ¿cómo ve a este jugador que también es muy joven y que ha demostrado muy buenas cosas en su fútbol?
Muy bien, la verdad es que creo que ha hecho una progresión bastante buena. Anotó en Open Cup, anotó 2 goles en segundo equipo, ya ha anotado 2 veces en el primer equipo. El día de hoy incluso puso una casi asistencia ahí en un muy buen arranque a la espalda del lateral derecho y después casi una asistencia. Me gusta que es un jugador muy versátil, que me puede jugar por derecha, por izquierda, puede jugar por dentro, puede jugar por fuera. Es un jugador que tiene gol y que tiene un gran sentido de conectividad. Si se encuentra con Thiago puede conectar perfectamente, si tiene que correr a la espalda lo hace. Entonces, un muchacho con mucho futuro que llevaremos paso a paso para que dé lo mejor.
Thanks everyone. Thank you, Coach.